Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Tinnitist TV. Today I am talking to the one and only Art Alexakis. You know, if they ever do a season of Survivor Rockstar Edition, I would bet the farm on Art. Over the course of his 6 decades, this founder, frontman, and sole permanent member of Everclear has been through, as he puts it, the ringer. Hardship and poverty, death and loss, addiction and divorce, you name it, he's faced it. And more recently, you can add MS and COVID to the list of obstacles in his life. But through it all, Alexakis has kept plugging along and moving forward. He's released nearly a dozen albums with Everclear and on his own. He's scored hits like Santa Monica and I Will Buy You a New Life. He's toured relentlessly. He's acted in movies and on TV. He's campaigned for a slate of humanitarian causes. And perhaps most importantly, he's been sober for more than 30 years now. Clearly, he's got plenty to celebrate. So this year, he's taking a moment to look backward by reissuing Everclear's gritty debut album World of Noise and embarking on a 30th anniversary tour with contemporaries Fastball and The Nixons. From the lounge of his tour bus in Texas, Alexakis zoomed in to talk to me about being proud of your scars, bringing back the noise, his questionable driving abilities, and more. Enjoy. All right. So first and foremost, Art Alexakis, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. So you're obviously on your tour bus somewhere. How's things going so far?
It's going great, man. We've had 5 shows. We got a day off today, which is always nice. And we're in beautiful, scenic Waco, Texas. And it's going to be a balmy, just a moment. Yeah, is this? Thank you.
I gotta grab my bag.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be a balmy, wonderful day.
Balmy, 99 degrees.
Oh, good.
200% humidity. So, yeah.
Are you playing outside?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. I hope not, man. I'm too old and too MSy for that crap. I'll tell you, man.
I wanted to ask you how you're holding up physically, and which of those conditions is the bigger challenge to playing the gig these days?
The heat's hard.
Yeah, no, I mean in terms of your age versus your MS. Which one is the bigger challenge?
Take a swing, man. Does it really matter? I mean, I'm 60 and been doing this for a long time. Been beating up my body for a long time. The good news is I've been clean and sober as of yesterday, 33 years.
Congratulations.
And thanks. And I eat well, and I have a great life and a great support system, a great family, and the last 2 shows have been phenomenal.
Yeah. Are you still able to do everything kind of the way you want to do it and to the level you want to do it?
Of course not. How old are you?
I'm 58, so I'm right behind you.
Dude, so do you do everything the way you wish you could do it?
Well, I have never, been in your position of having to grind it out on the road like this for, weeks.
Well, it's a grind. When you get into your mid to late 50s, it's a grind, regardless of what you're doing. But no, point taken. I just do it. I just do it. I do everything in my power to make it better for me. I'm gonna go for a swim later. This pool has this hotel has a pool. I swim a lot at home. It's good. It's part of my regimen, my physical therapy regimen. Plus, I'm in physical therapy. I'm gonna start lifting with a guy and doing yoga with a guy who just does that for people with MS. And I'm looking forward to it because even though it's hard work and I don't really enjoy working out at all, I'm not that guy. Sure. I wish I had been earlier because I'd probably be in better shape now, but I'm in pretty good shape. I just, it's to answer your question and then to go move on and talk about more enjoyable things.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a challenge, man. It is. But I do it.
Exactly. What are the alternatives? Right? Yeah.
I'm not. The alternative sucks. Yeah, I'm not miserable. It's. I have everything that's a little bit harder. But that's true with getting older, as I'm sure you say. Everything's a little bit harder. Getting up in the morning, you wake up and you're like, why is that sore? I didn't do anything to that muscle. Why is that muscle sore? It's just age. And
Exactly.
um, and the glorious results of a misspent youth, you know? So,
Well, exactly. They're
but that
badges of
being,
honor,
that,
though, to some degree, right?
what's that?
They're kind of a badge of honor to some degree. I mean,
Absolutely. I, I, I've always been both figuratively and literally a person that is a fan of scars. Um, like even women I've dated that had scars that were embarrassed by their scars, I'm like, you don't have anything. I'm not a fetishist. I'm just that's just you. That's what got. That's part of what got you to where you are now. I learned that a long time ago, and I'm proud of my scars, both the ones you can see and the ones you can't.
right. So, I mean,
So
obviously, part of the reason you're on this tour, or the main reason you're on this tour, is to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the band and the reissue of World of Noise. How does that album hold up to you after all this time? I know you've talked about recently coming across the tapes when you were, going through some stuff, and I'm
yeah.
guessing you probably hadn't heard it or sat down and really listened to it in a lot of years. Does it stand up to you, or does it maybe even sound better in retrospect than you might have thought at the time?
Well, yes and yes. So,
Okay.
first of all, does it stand up? I think it stands up really well, mainly because, like you said, I did find the tapes. Me and Freddie found the tapes going through storage, and when I went and listened to them, and had this archivist beg them so we could listen to them, actually listen to them, they sounded phenomenal. I had him AB a CD I had of the last version of it, which came out on Capitol in '94, and they had mastered it without me being there. And I had made some notes on it, but it didn't really take. And it was just really high endy, thin, and just um, not, didn't love it. And I AB'd, you know, between the two tapes, between the originals and the '94 version, and it for 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 the normal layman, I probably wouldn't like hear the great differences. You'll hear a difference definitely, but for me it was night and day, and I'm just like, we have to remaster these. So I called this guy Brad. He's been mastering my records for years, and we spent a week just going over notes and tweaking. But to be honest with you, he didn't do a whole lot to it. He just brought out and so that second yes was, I love it even more, because it's erasing that whole thing of where when I thought of World of Noise, I always had this cringe like, okay, yeah. I mean, I love those songs. I love the document of where it was, but I didn't love the actual audio quality of it to the point. And I'm not a perfectionist at all, but it irritated me. Now it doesn't irritate me. Now I listen to it. Now you can crank it up without getting that, that high end kind of twinge to it. My wife even said that. She goes, I crank it up in my car and it sounds great.
Well, there you go. That's it. That's it. If the wife approves, that's all. You win, right?
Yeah, in every way, shape, or form. Yes, sir.
Exactly. What about, I mean, you wrote these songs 30, 31 years ago. You were a different guy then. Does it take you sort of back to who you were then? And is that a comfortable kind of trip always?
Oh, well, first of all, I think we are all the same guy. I think we're different. We're in different parts of our lives, and yeah, that was a different lifetime in a lot of ways. Different family, different priorities, different needs. So yes, I was I was that part of me, that 30-year-old guy who had a brand new baby at home, was on welfare, was living in a place that was new, but wasn't very open and inviting, meaning Portland. I mean, I love Portland. I love living there when I did, but at first it was a hard transition, man. People saw California plates on my car and they, like, old ladies would flip me the finger. Seriously. And that was like, wow.
Maybe you were
I'm
just a
from
bad
California.
driver.
Fuck you. I am a bad driver, but fuck you. How about that? Um,
It's that kind of attitude that had the old ladies giving you the finger.
no, I was not. I'm nice to the old ladies.
Oh, okay.
Uh, the younger girls, not so much.
Uh,
That's why I've been married and divorced 4 years,
there
four
you
times.
go.
No, I've been divorced 4 times.
Uh-huh.
Married 4 times, divorced 3 times.
3 times. Okay.
I'm not gonna fuck up this next one. I
But
don't
but
know.
so you know you're playing a couple of these songs in the set. What's it like to kind of step back into those shoes and do you even have to do that to recreate these songs live?
Not really. Yes, emotionally, lyrically, yes, I do. I don't write songs that you can phone in. I've tried
Right.
and can't do it. So yes, but at the same time, um, getting back into those shoes, like here, case in point. So we're doing 4 songs off the new off the release. We're doing 3 off World of Noise proper, which we have never done that in years. In years have we done 3 songs, and we're doing one of the bonus tracks,
Cool.
a song called Blondes, which has always been one of my favorite songs, and I wish I had actually re-recorded and put on a record somewhere along the line. But yeah, getting into the rhythm of that music, because it seems like a different cadence, of the songs that I've written later, and there's more of an immediacy to it, both in the music and in the lyrics. So um, I don't freak out about like getting into places. I open myself to it, and it just kind of comes naturally. It's like working out, right? You want to push it to a certain point, but you don't want to push it past it because you're going to hurt yourself, and you're gonna go backwards. So it's one of those things where I just like every show we're getting deeper and deeper into the songs and learning how to um, interpret those songs now in a way that's both respectful to those songs, from that era, and also genuine to where I'm at now.
Do you think it'll have an impact going forward in terms of what you're writing or a direction you might take?
Maybe, we have a new song coming out later in the year called "The Year of the Tiger," and it's it's aggressive. It's aggressive. It's immediate, but it's also contemporary. It's talking about COVID and post-COVID attitudes, and it's kind of a pissed off song.
Good. Yeah.
Little 2 minute, 55-second nugget.
There you
Very
go.
very aggressive, but very melodic at the same time. Um, Quintessential Art Alexakis Everclear, really, and but that might be. I mean, I started writing that song after I started listening to World of Noise again. So yeah, I think that's a really good question, Daryl. Actually, um, I think that could have something to do with it.
The other thing is, you've spent a fair amount of time talking to people like me, and you did the little mini documentary. You spent a fair amount of time kind of going through the past and taking this trip down memory lane. Um, has it taught you anything? Has it sort of made you reassess your legacy and the band's history and decisions you've made?
Oh, I do that anyways. I'm in a 12-step program that's pretty.
Right. So, I mean, have you been
Like
taking an inventory on everything because of this?
yeah. Well, not specifically, but I take inventories. I write lists. I work my program, and I don't know if you know much about 12-step programs, but when you're actually working it, and I'm working it pretty hard these last few years, um, it makes me what my wife likes to say, the best version of myself.
Sure.
So that encompasses everything you're talking about with the re-release of the record and everything, because I don't compartmentalize things in my life. I mean, they compartmentalize themselves by need and immediacy. Like, oh, I got to go do this thing, and I got to do that, and I got to do this for this. So that does that. But um, I I'm pretty open to what's going on and sensitive to whatever needs to be done. And yeah, I think there's been a thing of like, I, to be honest with you, going back and reassessing. I'm not really a reassessor. You know, I don't second think things. I don't second guess things. I don't second guess things. I'm like, wow, I did that. Okay, that's cool. Well, I'm going to do this going forward.
Hmm.
I don't dwell.
Right. One of the statements I liked in the documentary is it was a clip of a thing you said many years ago. It was kind of a Pete Townsendy statement where you said, I think most bands have about 5 or 6 albums in them, and then they should call it a day. And on the one hand, I can hear people going, well, wait a second, but it's actually true in that iteration of the band did like 5 or 6 albums, and then you kind of moved on, and since then you've done another 5 or 6 albums kind of with this rotating cast.
Right. That's actually no. I've done 3.
Right.
I've done 3 with the rotating cast because no one's ever said that. That makes a lot of sense. And when I saw that quote, I didn't cringe when I said it because I was being I was being honest and genuine, and that's what I really believed. But yeah, it's kind of the Pete Townsend.
Hope I die before I get old.
Mick Jagger thing of like, I'm not going to be singing Satisfaction when I'm 40.
Yeah.
No, he's 80.
When you're 80. Yeah.
No, he's 80, and he's killing it.
Yeah.
He's killing it. Have you seen him live? I haven't seen him live, but I've seen him. I mean, we played shows with him about 10, 15 years ago. But I've been watching what he's doing on YouTube and stuff, and man, he's killing it. Just amazing. But yeah, I think that's a good perspective. I did that incarnation of the band kind of played itself out, and then that next record, which was called Welcome to the Drama Club, in hindsight, that should have been a solo record. I wish it had been a solo record, and even though I love that record and I enjoy the music on it, I wish I had done it as a solo record, acoustic, like Nebraska.
Right. That would have been interesting, yeah. I mean, talking about solo stuff, I loved Sun Songs. I thought that was a great piece of work. Was that, doing that all yourself must have been really satisfying. Was that something that whetted your appetite to do it again, or was it something that you kind of got out of your system?
I got out of my system. It wasn't, I wouldn't call it satisfying. It was kind of lonely, to be honest with you.
Really?
Because it's not an issue of control. When I go into the studio, I am open to people's ideas, but at the end of it, there's no bones about it. If it doesn't sound the way I want it to sound, it's not going on the record. Right. And that's been true since way before World of Noise. I've watched other bands go, and I'm just like, I'm not going to get into this thing where I'm going to argue about my songs. We're going to do it this way. And if you got a better idea, I'll give you credit for it, and let's go. I'm all for making a song or anything better, but different is not necessarily better. So, that being said, I would love to do another solo record that was outside of what Everclear is, or just, I don't know about records, but do a single with a producer or something that was just totally different with studio musicians, and just to do something different. I've done the Sun Song things, I did that where I played all the drums and vocals, everything, and it was satisfying. It was satisfying. I enjoyed it, and I'm happy with the product. But at the same time, there's certain songs in that record. Excuse me. There's certain songs on that record that I'd like to turn into Everclear songs and see what the band could do. There's a song that's all acoustic on the second side called "Line in the Sand" that I think that would make a great punk rock song. Actually,
yeah, well, why not? Yeah.
Why not? Right? There's no rules. Do it.
Make your own rules.
I might. We might do it live. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it live and then we'll record it for fun. I don't know. I'm at a place right now creatively, like doing 1 or 2 songs a year, and just putting all my juice and all of our juice into that. Sounds fun. Making an album where I'm setting aside, spending $30,000-$40,000 and setting aside a year of my life. That doesn't. I've done it like 11, 12 times. I don't need
Right.
to do it again.
Yeah, I hear you. And that, you only got so many summers left. You got to enjoy them. I know you got other people to talk to, so
That's a very sad and very that
true.
sounds like it's from a '60s movie or something. But it's just, he only had so many summers left, and he needed to enjoy it.
Listen, I know
I
you
can
got
hear
other
the voiceover now.
work on that. Last question, and then I will let you go. What is on your bucket list? Is there anything that you haven't achieved that you've really got an itching to, get to before all those summers run out?
There's a few venues that I haven't played that I like to play. I've never played Red Rocks, never played the LA Forum, a couple other places. But if I don't do it, am I gonna feel like, shit? No, I'm not gonna feel like that. I'm gonna be like, I'd like to do it, but haven't. I've played some amazing places, and that's been great. As far as music goes, I've hit everything I needed to hit, man. I never wanted to be a front guy, which is really interesting because I've always had that personality. I think I was in denial about it, but I just wanted to literally. My dream was to play guitar in a rock and roll band and make a living and have a family, have the white picket fence. That dichotomy, right? And that's what I've always wanted, and that's what I have now. I don't have the white picket fence. I have a nice big white stone wall with
I was going to say, yes.
gates, which I built. I didn't build it, but I had people build it. I couldn't be happier where my living situation is. I'm not house poor. I'm going to leave a small but substantial legacy for my family if I die today or tomorrow, knock on wood. I'm good, man, and I feel really good. I feel healthy, and I feel good. I feel like I could do this for 10 more years at this point. We'll see. I'm on a good medication that my lesions, my MS lesions, have tightened up, and some of them gotten smaller, and all the inflammation's gone. After having COVID, I don't know if you knew it, but I had COVID in January of 2021,
I did not know that.
it progressed my MS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was rough, man. I was in the hospital, on oxygen for 2 weeks. I was in bed then after that for another 2 months. Yeah, it was rough.
Wow. Well, then,
but doing better now. New medication. Yeah, good stuff.
well, listen, thanks so much for your time. We'll leave it there. Thanks again for all this music over the years, and I hope we get a bunch more.
Thanks, Gerald. That's very sweet of you. Thank you for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
You bet. Travel safe, break a leg, see you somewhere down the road.
Take care. Thanks, buddy.